Hey y'all. So the streets are talking, and this one feels like karma doing backflips. So let's get into it. Rapper Nas just got his $5.5 billion casino project approved to set up shop in Queens, New York. Yes, Queens, the borough that raised him. Meanwhile, over in Times Square, Jay Z's casino dreams got rejected. Rejected, denied, declined. Pick your favorite synonym. The answer was still no. Now, here's the gag. Nas's casino is being celebrated as a community focused investment that's expected to bring thousands of jobs and a major economic boom to his hometown. And when the Queen's legend wins in his own backyard, it feels poetic.
Earned our trust. Michelle, thank you for the work that you've done over the course of the last, I think, 4 or 5 years or more. Has it been more than that already? 14 years. Wow, I'm getting old. Wow, it feels like 4 years. That's what I tell my wife. Yeah, it just feels like 4 years. It's been 14, actually. Feels like just yesterday you got here. But I really want to thank you because you've garnered a lot of goodwill within the community, and that was shown through the people who showed up here who normally don't agree on everything, but that speaks to the work that you've done. I just want to end in thanking the Gaming Commission as well. It's really been a pride and joy to work with each and every one of you through this process. And, there's an old saying that if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. The community was at the table, and it couldn't have been done without everybody here. With that being said, I'm getting ready to vote, and there's a theme in Queens, and I know Nas is a part of this. Queens get the money. Sorry, Jay-Z, we win again. I just had to rub that in. You can let the Brooklyn Borough president know that I send my regards to him. With that being said, I vote aye.
Borough president votes in an aye, and some conflict will be brewing. I'll move a little away from you. Next up is myself, representing myself as the state assemblywoman in this district. I have to say this has been an opportunity of my professional career as the assemblywoman to chair this committee, an advisory council of the community with some fine professionals. So I thank you all for your participation. Even from South Africa, Senator Sanders, I thank you for tuning in today and being accommodating. This process, we're all here as public workers, elected officials, and we go through public hearings quite often. And to be part of a public process, watching the enthusiasm of the community come forward and stand up for a partner in our community, it was amazing. To watch person after person, organization, individuals, your employees, to come and stand up on record, knowing that, there's always possible backlash, on things like that. And everyone stood up to say what great partners you were and the support you gave, knowing them personally, down to if it's art, if it was music, if it was students, cleanups, water. It was so personal to everyone that's what's really stayed with me. Sometimes we talk in broad strokes, and it was so personal. Each person who gave public testimony, it really had me thinking about this relationship. And this relationship is about partnerships. If it's with this Community Advisory Council, when it goes forward for the investments in our community, and thank you for saying that, Borough President, it's about community investment. And I see this as one of the greatest economic-driven investments, meaningful, impactful for generations to come. I'm all about generational wealth, born and raised in Far Rockaway. And I think that's something that we always talk about as building ourselves up to the next generation. How do we lift that? And I see you as being that partner for the entire borough of Queens. So with that, I want to say thank you to the Gaming Commission, the most professional organization I've worked with. I thank you all for your leadership and being there for us when there was a little gray area. But again, to my colleagues on this panel, but to Resorts World New York City, I give an enthusiastic absolutely yes to supporting this downstate license and moving you on to the next part of the application. The question. The question of whether to advance the application to the gaming facility location board has received 6 positive votes, meaning the application has been approved. Now, TEC will record its vote with all members endorsing their vote. We will promptly transmit our determination to the Gaming Facility Location Board and the applicant through New York State TEC. In addition, the committee will provide a copy of all materials upon which the affirmative decision was based to the Gaming Facility Location Board. Do any members have items they'd like to present for consideration?
Yes, I'd like to present that I want to make sure that we thank the governor for this process that she has come up with. It has been a good process.
Thank you for that. Yes, we will thank Governor Hochul for giving us this process and making sure the people have been heard. Hearing no other items for consideration, I thank my fellow committee members for their public service. This meeting of the Community Advisory Committee for Resorts World New York City is hereby adjourned.
Now, here is where it gets interesting because I don't want to sit here and kick Jay-Z while he's down. That's not the vibe. But I do want to ask some real questions. Why was Nas approved and why was Jay rejected? From what I'm seeing, a lot of this came down to location and politics. Times Square is complicated. Big money, old money, Broadway, tourism, corporate power. You've got 1,000 different voices in that room, and not all of them wanted a casino in the middle of Manhattan, especially those old money tycoons who've had their hands on Times Square real estate for decades. They don't exactly roll out the red carpet for newcomers. Meanwhile, Nas pitched his casino as something that would directly invest in Queens, jobs, community growth, hometown pride, and that's hard for officials to turn down. So maybe it's not about Jay-Z losing, maybe it's about Nas playing the right hand at the right time. Still, you can't ignore the symbolism. Queens get a win while Brooklyn got put on pause. But here's the thing. I don't think this is the end of Jay-Z's casino dreams. This just wasn't the right battlefield. If Hove wants to win this game, he's got to pivot. Find a location where the community and the politics actually align. Somewhere that doesn't have old money gatekeepers clutching the keys. Because let's be real, if Nas can secure Queens, there's no reason Jay-Z can't lock down a borough or a neighborhood that makes sense for Brooklyn. The right pitch, the right partnerships, and the right place, and I think he could come back swinging. So I'll leave it to y'all. Was this just politics at play, or did Nas outmaneuver Jay on this one? And more importantly, where should Hov try next? Y'all tell me in the comments.